We wanted to make the game a series of miniature games, so tiny little games that you play and they build upon one another. So for instance, we have a game that you play to determine who goes first. It's a really simple game, but you play a game to determine who goes first. Then there's another little game in how you pick which character you get. So for instance, the person who goes first gets a couple of cards, they get picked from them, and then they pass the rest of the cards that they have face down to the next person, but one of them face up. So everyone sees one bit of information and a lot of empty information. And then as the people pass, pick their characters and pass the remaining down the line, more and more information comes to light so that the person who's picking last has a fairly good idea of what's left in the field and has interestingly enough, because of the way we did it, a greater selection than the person who picks first. So there's just even picking your characters is a game. And then there's the building the map. Because the map is modular, that means that it's not a static board every single time. Each classroom is a tile, and each person gets dealt a certain number of tiles, and you place the tiles down on the table, and you build a map. And you might want to make it so that the principal's office is on one side of the school, so that if you're going to be bullying someone, you'll have free reign on the other side of the school. So you can make decisions strategically, that sort of way. And then we start the day, and it's broken up just like a normal day of school. You have a hallway phase, which is anytime there's movement around the campus is a hallway phase, and that's really where the bulk of bullying occurs in the game and in real schools. So we have a hallway phase, and then a classroom, and then a hallway, and then a classroom, and then a hallway, then lunch, and it goes on like this throughout the entire day. And the point of the game, like the way to win, is to have the highest GPA. And we did this for a reason. One, because it's not a bullying game, it's a high school simulator. And we wanted to get the message out that you're supposed to get good grades. That's one of the fun things that playing with a game like this is we can actually embed a message in it. And so though there's this entire element of the game that you can bully other players, if someone's getting straight A's throughout all the classes and you think they're going to win, you can stuff them in a locker and then they won't be there for the next class. You can do things like that to people. And so there's always this decision that each character gets at every part of the game. Do I pursue the higher GPA or do I bully someone? And so that's pretty much how the game proceeds.
So kind of a cause and effect that even if you want to bully someone else, you're gonna hurt yourself, in other words.
Yeah.
Right. That was the hope, actually, is that with say bullying, it was an option, or was a mechanic through the game that we would allow characters to interact with each other, positive or negative. But the bullying, as we've tried to refine it and fit it more into the game, what we wanted to do is illustrate that it's the easier route, it's the cheaper route, and it's the route that if you play our game using this mechanic, if you just want to play the game to be a bully, you really don't get to win, you get to choose who loses. So there's no way to succeed because of using this mechanic for the game. In a game that's about just getting through the day, getting in your homework, getting to all your classes, finishing up PE, and figuring out who was the best student that day, the student that goes out of their way to make everyone else's life difficult is always going to lose, is always going to do far, far worse than everybody else.